Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Lexington's newest clerk's office has only been open for a week, and already it's dealing with a thief.
On the eve of the election, candidates for the 6th District congressional seat are making one last push for your vote.
And we'll show you how Woodford Reserve is working to improve the quality of their bourbon outside of the distillery. That's coming up.
WKYT News at 5:30 starts now. Good evening. Lexington's new clerk's office has only been open for a week, and they're already starting this second week off with a burglary investigation.
Police say someone broke into the office on Winchester Road over the weekend and stole cash out of a safe. The break-in was discovered when employees got to work this morning, but what they couldn't find was any forced entry. WKYT's Victor Puente has more on the investigation in our top story at 5:30.
Police don't know how that thief got inside. They say the doors were still locked when employees got here this morning. The break-in was discovered this morning when employees came to open the new Fayette County driver's license office on Winchester Road.
When they came to the business today, they realized that one of the safes in the building had been tampered with, partially open, and some money had been stolen.
The office first opened last week, sometime between when they closed Saturday at noon and this morning. Someone was able to get inside and steal money from a safe. Police say all of the doors were still locked, and they checked the ceiling but couldn't find any forced entry.
We're looking into who might have been able to get into the building, not breaking open anything, and then who would have known where the safe was and how to get into it.
The burglars somehow cut open that safe inside the office and took some money. Police say the investigation is just beginning.
Say it was unusual that all of the doors were locked, didn't seem to be tampered with, and everything in the building seemed to be intact.
I asked Circuit Court Clerk Vincent Riggs if there'd be any changes to their security. He said some upgrades were coming. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Clerk Vincent Riggs said that police would be looking at surveillance video from neighboring businesses to see if they could spot that thief.
A Lexington man facing charges tonight. Police say he assaulted his girlfriend with a hammer and a wrench over the weekend. According to an arrest citation, 49-year-old Stephen Christensen was charged with second-degree assault. Police say that when they got to the home, there was blood on the garage floor, on a hammer, and on a wrench. The victim was found injured at a neighbor's home. She told police Christensen hit her in the head. Christensen was also charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. And a man in Harlan County faces charges in a violent robbery. On Friday night, police tell us that Robert Pace stabbed another man multiple times in the stomach and chin. Police say Pace went to confront the man about his tires being slashed and ended up stabbing him and stealing $1,100. We're told Pace surrendered to officers on Saturday. He faces robbery and assault charges.
Going door to door, the candidates for Congress are making the most of these last few hours before Election Day. Congressman Andy Barr spent his day campaigning and even knocking on doors in the Rookwood neighborhood of Lexington. Congressman Barr says he hopes people vote for him again to be the voice for this district. As Barr finishes up his first term representing Central Kentucky's 6th congressional district, he's focusing on areas he says he could use more votes.
This is a precinct that we won in 2012, but by 2 votes. We see this precinct as a great opportunity to expand on our support in this area, and we're getting great feedback.
Tonight at 6:30, there will be a rally for Barr at the Fayette County Republican headquarters on Southland Drive. Barr's challenger, Elizabeth Jensen, is still hitting the campaign trail as well. Today, like her opponent, Jensen also went door to door in Paris talking to voters. Jensen tells us that one-on-one experience in meeting with voters in person helps make a connection.
Well, the last poll we did, there were nearly 19% of the voters in this district that were still undecided. So we're going to try and track down every one of those undecided voters before the polls close tomorrow.
Well, the polls open at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and they will be open until 6 p.m. Be sure to stay with WKYT throughout the day tomorrow for your complete Election Day coverage. And you'll be able to find the latest results on our website, WKYT.com. We'll also have race results and live speeches on an election special from 6:30 to 8 tomorrow night. That is on the CW Lexington.
While we're talking about the election, if you're perhaps new to Kentucky this year or you have a question about where you vote tomorrow, our good question tonight will answer that for you. How can I find out where I am registered to vote tomorrow in the election? Well, there's a voter information center set up at the website for the Kentucky State Board of Elections. It's at elect.ky.gov. It's a very quick and easy way to verify where you can vote. When you go to that website, click on Where Do I Vote? Put in your first and your last name and your birth date, and that will take you right to your precinct name, the address of that precinct, and even allow you to get directions to map it. It also gives you your state house district, your Senate district, and the congressional district you're voting in. The Secretary of State's office projects that about 49% of the just over 3 million people registered in Kentucky will go to the polls tomorrow. And as Chris has said, bad weather is not an excuse not to vote. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.gov.
Well, some warmer, milder temperatures seem to be creeping in around the bluegrass, but don't get used to it. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking some changes moving in later this week, but looks like a great election day, right?
Yeah, election day looks absolutely fantastic, as Sam was mentioning. Nothing in terms of bad weather. How about this fiery, blazing early November sunset that is out there right now? Look at that. Doesn't get a whole lot better. Ice crystal clouds coming in on that western horizon. Absolutely picture perfect out there right now into most of central and eastern Kentucky. What about the rest of the evening? It's a breezy one. Temperatures will be dropping quickly from the low 50s at 7 o'clock into the mid 40s by the time 11 rolls around, with just a hint of some high cloud cover, and that's what's giving us that fiery sunset that is out there now. Southwesterly winds, the name of the weather game over the next 24 hours. Colder winds, though, blowing across the plain states. In between, clouds and some showers. Those will get into town middle of the week, not before we enjoy a very nice election day. Then the pattern starts to look more and more like winter. Could the flakes we had Halloween into Saturday, guys, be the actual beginning of an early winter here in Kentucky and the eastern half of the country? It's looking like it. Cold and snow chances showing up in your 7-day forecast in just a bit.
Chris, thank you. The next time you go to Woodford Reserve Distillery in Versailles, you may notice some changes along Glens Creek just behind the distillery.
WKYT's Mike Lennon went to Versailles to find out how restoration work to the vegetation along that creek may help improve the quality of our world-famous bourbon there. It's new at 5:30.
Woodford Reserve employees and staff members from the Kentucky chapter of the Nature Conservancy are restoring a 1-acre portion of vegetation along Glens Creek behind the famous distillery.
I know the pride people have in a couple of things in Kentucky. Bourbon, certainly, a love of the land, and history. And this project really combines all three of those elements, and that's one reason we're really excited about it.
Replacing the non-native lawn and trees along the creek with native vegetation will not only make for better runoff of rainfall, but better filtration of the water that ends up in the creek. The same filtered limestone creek water that is used to make Woodford Reserve bourbon. By improving the quality of the water outside, not only will it lead to a healthier stream, but it will actually improve the quality of the bourbon for years to come in Woodford Distillery.
We're going to make Woodford today, put it in a barrel, and it'll be 6, 7, 7.5 years before it comes out. So right when these trees are coming into their own, the whiskey we make today will be coming to fruition, and it'll all come together.
If we all look after the quality of the environment here in Kentucky, you know, it really does relate back to the quality of the bourbon. It takes more than just one stretch of stream, but if we all do our part, you know, that it'll help protect and grow the business that we love.
In Woodford County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
According to the distillery production manager, crisp, clean, iron-free water is critical to producing high-quality bourbon whiskey.
Did you know that Lexington used to have 2 airports? No one will forget now as the group unveils a marker telling the story of the city's second airport.
I'm Bill Bryant. It's Election Eve in Kentucky. The number of absentees shows a strong interest in voting as the candidates push hard for last-minute support. The bottom line is coming up.
And we catch up with a UK fan still recovering from a fall last year at Rupp Arena. See how the Big Blue Nation is helping this man fight for his life. Coming up on WKYT News at 6. In just a matter of hours, voters will be heading to the polls, and the candidates are on the move.
WKYT's Bill Bryant has a look at some of the big races on the ballot tomorrow in the bottom line.
Good evening. It's believed about half of Kentucky's registered voters will go to the polls tomorrow, and finally, the hard-fought campaigns from the U.S. Senate down to legislative seats and local offices will be decided. More than 69,000 have already voted by absentee. That's more than in the off-year elections of 2006 and 2010. Candidates are on the move as the hours tick away toward local precincts opening in the morning. In the Senate race, polls favor Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell for re-election to a 6th term in Washington. He is already the longest-serving senator in Kentucky history. But Democrat Allison Lundergan Grimes is working hard and insists that her committed network of 4,000 volunteers and enthusiastic supporters will make the difference tomorrow. Battle for control of the State House is on the line tomorrow. Republicans hope to gain the majority for the first time in Frankfort since 1921 and grab the Speaker's gavel from Democrat Greg Stumbo. Many of the battleground races are in western Kentucky. One closely watched in the Bluegrass is in the 39th, where Nicholasville Mayor Russ Meyer hopes to keep the seat in Democratic hands by fending off Republican Jonah Mitchell for the seat held by longtime Representative Bob Dameron. Republicans need to pick up 5 seats to win the House. Local races are also being decided. We're watching some mayor's races in the region, including Richmond, where Commissioner Laura Durham King hopes to unseat incumbent Mayor Jim Barnes in what has been a spirited race there in Madison County. In Georgetown, former Mayor Tom Prather has run hard against incumbent Everett Varney in that growing city. In addition to the Lexington mayor's race between incumbent Jim Gray and challenger Anthony Beatty, voters will elect district council members and 3 council members at large. The top vote getter in the at-large race will be the next vice mayor. Polls are open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Well, I think many of us learned something today.
Me too.
A special dedication in honor of National Aviation Month. Today, the Bluegrass Airport and the Kentucky Historical Society teamed up to unveil a historical marker showcasing where the second airport used to be in Lexington.
Who knew? The marker is at Fasig-Tipton along Newtown Pike. Back in the 1930s to the 1950s, Glengarry Field, later known as Cool Meadow Airport, served as Lexington's other airport.
It really was a special airport at the time, and not many people know about it, but it really served a really good purpose from the first airport, transitioning then into Bluegrass Field. So it played an important role in aviation in Lexington, and we definitely happy to recognize it today.
Bluegrass Field opened in 1946, and the airport at Fasig-Tipton closed around 1953.
Beautiful fall weather on this Monday. Looks to roll into Election Day, but I'm tracking what amounts to an out-and-out wintertime pattern when I come back in just a moment.
I'm Phil Pendleton in Lexington at 6 o'clock, the latest on the final day of the U.S. Senate race campaign.
I'm Sam Smith in Garrett County. Coming up at 6, we'll tell you about a middle school basketball coach here that's accused of a crime involving an underage girl in another state.